Ready for some stats?
Yes.
So Shohei Ohtani is going to pitch tonight for the Los Angeles Dodgers, which just does that not make you sick? The dude steals 60 bases last year. He hits 8 million home runs. He's the MVP. Everyone's genuflecting. And now, finally, the Dodgers can bolster their pitching staff. Boy, they've been hard on the luck, man. Those Dodgers, they need that pitching help. So he's going to pitch. And it makes me think about Paul Skenes and whether or not he should hit. Because he hit a bunch of home runs for Air Force. There were multiple experts who went on Starkey's show over the course of the last 2 years that said if Skenes wanted to hit and spent a lot of time hitting, that he may have been able to be a first-round pick as a hitter. Now, we had people on that said because he hadn't hit in a while, he probably wouldn't have been that. But if he put his time into that, he could hit. Here's some stats. 174 batting average, 208 on-base percentage, 239 slugging, 447 OPS. Does that sound like Tommy Pham's stat line? Because it's not. It's Garrett Cole in his second full season hitting as a Pittsburgh Pirate pitcher.
I thought you were going to say Tommy Pham, but yes. Okay.
That is Garrett Cole hitting the baseball. Now, those aren't good numbers. Those are good hitting numbers for a pitcher, though. Like, he could handle the bat. But he was never somebody that was going to be drafted or could have been drafted to hit. Whereas Skenes, if he had put his mind to it, if he had put his time to it, if LSU had allowed him really to do that, he probably could have been a first-round pick just hitting the baseball. Meanwhile, Tommy Pham has a 501 OPS and a 42 OPS plus. So you weren't getting numbers that were that much worse than Tommy Pham from a good hitting pitcher in Garrett Cole.
Mm-hmm.
Because you routinely play Tommy Pham, I'd actually be fine with letting Skenes figure it out.
Yeah.
And you've been on that for a while. My thing had been, if he's going to do it, you should have done it from the start so that in the minor leagues he could have hit the baseball and there could have been a buildup to it and he could have worked on it. Now he would have to learn against big league pitchers. And that's probably not going to go great. And I'm not saying he would be the Shohei Ohtani. But if he wanted to, damn right, man, I'd let him do it. Well, I'd let him give it a try. Why
I
not?
asked him that specifically. I was like, do you miss hitting or catching more whenever we talked to him 2 weeks ago? And he said catching. Like, he barely even talked about the hitting. So, like, I don't even know if he would even want to hit.
It sounds like his mind has changed on that a little bit because whenever he initially came out, he said, yeah, I'd be open for it.
Right.
I don't think he'd want to anymore. And you guys just had the conversation with him. And by the sounds of it, I mean, he's got a 178 ERA. He's probably going to win the Cy Young. We'll get into that. If he wanted to, I'd let him. I would. Especially because he thinks they're close to being able to win, but I'm sure the frustration is mounting for him. And so whatever he'd ask for, I'd just give it to him, right? Mm-hmm. Whatever you can to keep the guy happy, whatever he'd ask, I'd give it to him.
That ballpark would be packed, too. Like, if you wanted to get a nice little pop for revenue, if you're feeling like you're not really getting the most out of everything right now, like if you put it out there that Skenes is going to hit, everybody would go.
You know how he had that game against the Yankees at the end of last season where he pitches just, 2 innings?
Mm-hmm.
Just so he'd go out there, pitch against them, make his final start. Last series of the year at home, they should just let him hit for 3 games.
That'd be great.
And I think he could, if given a little bit of time, hit better than Tommy Pham.
Yes.
And that should not be the bar that you have to hurdle to get to do the Shohei Ohtani thing. But for this team, you routinely roll that guy out there in your starting lineup. So you are seemingly okay with playing somebody that's not helping you with the bat in their hands. Why not try it with that guy? 412-928-9370. It is crazy to me that Tommy Pham's numbers are not that much better than what Garrett Cole's were as a hitter in his second full season with the Pirates. That is wild and disgusting. Texter, his trade value would go way up. Well, yeah, if he was able to hit well.
If it was decent, yeah. Which I don't think that there's nothing to be on this team. I think he would actually be above 200.
I think it would take time. I will never doubt a single thing with this man.
I just look at it like this, and like obviously it just hasn't been like this in the past whenever pitchers were hitting. But wouldn't you think that pitchers would be really good hitters by how they pitch, of knowing pitches and knowing
the way you can think through it,
the way you can think through it, even just like having a catcher behind you and how they operate, and especially Skenes because he was a former catcher. I would think that Skenes would be able to pick up on it, already being a natural hitter before, faster than a lot of other players.
You would think that with catchers too,
right?
But yet our guy Austin
exactly.
Hedges exists,
right? Exactly. So but Skenes was already a proven decent hitter, I guess.
I wish they're never going to do it. I don't think, but it's a fun hypothetical to talk about. If they were going to do it, I just wish they would have done it from the start. It would have probably delayed his major league debut though, because he was obviously ready as a pitcher, and it probably would have taken him a little bit to get beefed up as a hitter. 412-928-9370. If Paul's bat would help this lineup, then this team is worse than ever. Yeah. So Shohei Ohtani back from Tommy John. This injury report brought to you by Shenderovich and Fishman. They've got your back, not your wallet.